great win for your side. Would you say you've got two of the best wingers in the country?
I wouldn't say they're the best wingers in the country, but they're exciting. And, there's two flaws really in their game. One is scoring goals and one is being disciplined in their defensive duties, and two areas that have worked hard on them. But their individual talent, the way they go past players and lift it over their heads, that's purely from within, and what they've learned in their culture of how they've been brought up. So fantastic, so exciting. I thought they were in the first half, and a kind of throwback to some great days of Don Givens and Peter Taylor here and Eddie McGoldrick. I did say Phil Barber earlier on the telly, which was probably a mistake. Sorry, Phil, but he knows what I mean. And Steve Coppell would have been pleased today. I hope he was watching, because it was like a Steve Coppell team today.
Closer to safety, Al. 3 points closer. Do you consider it safe now? And even if it's the next win or the next draw, what do you do then to push on for what's left?
Well, firstly, mathematically, of course, we're not safe, but we're in a great position, and we would have snapped someone's hands off for this position at this stage, whoever the manager was. I've said to the players when I arrived to look, above, because if you look below, anxiety, pressure, you can't play like that. You have to try and look what's the team above. So we will look to Newcastle, we'll look to whoever's above us. We're above Everton. That's a bit of a goal for us. Can we stay above them? And so there's plenty of motivations in our group to stay where we want to stay. I think 11th, 12th is top of the league for this club, where we are at the moment. And in the summer, if we're shrewd enough and clever enough, it might not be. We could perhaps better that. Fantastic day for us today, though, and the second half, which was a bit of a damp squid after the first, still highlighted by an unbelievable goal, probably the best goal I've ever seen here. Wow, I mean, that was something special.
Are you on the brink of unlocking something special here potentially?
Well, I've got a good group. I mean, my friends and family say to me, you look like you're enjoying yourself, and you always enjoy working with people that respond to you, and these players have had a great response. I've had a great response from them. I'm so pleased with them, and they're really, the senior players here really are fantastic, and it makes it a lot easier for me to just focus on the tactics. I don't have to worry about anything else, and that's a really nice thing about this football club.
People might say a goalkeeper should never be beaten from 40 yards, but I think on this occasion...
no one was going to save that. Yeah. That was a freak goal. And, you have to remember that I don't know, I'm going to show my age here now, I don't know. But certainly 25, 30 years on a training ground, I can't ever remember seeing a better goal at a training ground, let alone on a match day. So, it puts it into context. I remember Beckham scoring the goal here, and from a technical point of view, Phillips' one was better, because it was just that, it was a real outstanding hit. You can be very proud of that.
Do you feel brave, but was it a bit of a gamble when you play so many attacking players, and until you are 100% safe? I think it's quite adventurous, if you don't mind. So a lot of teams sharp shot just to chisel away, get a point. But you've actually really gone for it with your attacking players, haven't you?
Yeah, I think being manager of Newcastle's helped me on that. I got a lot of criticism at Newcastle for being too defensive at times, but we always tried, you're under pressure to win games. I just brought that same mentality here. I actually think some of the offensive players here are undervalued by the game, undervalued by the media, and they needed to step up. Dwight Gow, Zaha, Balassi, Glenn Murray I'd put in there, Shamak. These players could play for any Premier League team. So they needed to make a statement, and I think they are.
Just on Jason Puncher now, you talk about the influence he's had here. He had a really strong last season as well for the club. sometimes it gets talked about with a link to international football. Could you see that happening at a time when England seem to be able to not just pick players on reputation and their clubs?
I think I don't want to do punching and disservice, but I don't think the England thing is where he would be, if I'm honest. But his quality for us is exceptional. He's the only sort of player I got in the group, which worries me, which I need to address in the summer, who has the culture to find a pass. And his set play delivery today. Sometimes, you know, it goes undervalued, putting the ball on the money. We should have actually scored before we did from a set play, because Punch never misses from those situations, and he's improved massively since I had him at Southampton, and it's all credit to him, his family around him, and the way he conducts himself. He's been the best player at this football club since I've been here, for sure.